Hi everybody, it's Tate Crocker here from Mowing, Oxenford. I'm just a new franchisee that's just recently signed up. Due to start on Monday the 23rd of August, so I'm just getting prepped, ready to start my business on the next Monday. So I've been to Jim's training down in Melbourne, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, it was cut short due to the lockdown that was happening down there midway through. So I got to do the first 3 days of training, which was fantastic. But I guess basically this is just an introduction video to talk about my business and how the whole process has gone over the last few months, from deciding about gyms and whether it was right for me to finally signing up just this week and doing the training and that recently. So I've got a bit of gear to show you. This is just a bit of an introduction, as I said, and hopefully it'll be something that I can add some more videos along the way, and it might help you as a new prospective franchisee just to navigate the whole process and see how it all works. So I finished work about 3 months ago and took some time off. Sort of was due for long service leave anyway before I made the jump, and managed to get some finance associated with starting the new business. So I went and bought a new Hilux, well, not a new Hilux, a second handy, just to drag all the stuff around. I did a lot of research on what equipment I used. My previous background has been in education, not-for-profit, youth work kind of roles, but in senior management more recently. We had a few schools, and one of my main roles is IT. So I guess that was a big factor around thinking about the equipment I was going to use, and I wanted to do something a little bit different from the outset. Now, whether I pay for that in the next few weeks will be yet to be seen, but I think doing what I'm doing is going to be pretty cool. I'm doing all electric gear. I'm using the Ego products as all my equipment, and so that's something that I hope to see go really well. I've got a new trailer made up. I've got solar gear going in that you'd probably use in like a 4-wheel drive or a caravan, so that I can charge all my solar gear out in the road. So at this stage I won't have any petrol on board. If worst comes to worst, I may look at a Honda commercial. Obviously they're great pieces of equipment, but the goal is to run a fully electric business and be as efficient as I can and not have to carry all the fuel around as well. So I'll show you some of the gear I've got. My son Landon's with me in the car,
Hey.
helping me out this afternoon. So I'll show you a bit of the gear anyway, and walk around the trailer and some of the stuff that we're looking at using. So here's the new Hilux that I got. Sorry about the background noise. It's just the rear-wheel drive. Probably would have regretted not getting the 4-wheel drive, but that was my budget at the time. Here's the new trailer that I've got more recently. That was made by JDS Custom Fab at Yatala. So JDS Custom Fab were fantastic to deal with. It's a family-owned business in Yatala on the Gold Coast. I don't know whether I said it at the start, but I'm from Mowing, Oxenford. You can actually see I've got Warner Brothers Movie World in the background there. You can see it possibly. So yeah, this is the new trailer that I've got here. It's a double box. It's an 8x5 dual axle trailer. I went pretty big to start with. Now I'm not sure whether I regret that for practicality, but I should have plenty of room for all my gear. So Lano, if you just want to open up the setup for me to show everybody. So yeah, we've got the double bay on the front there. We've got the Ego mower. So maybe I'll run 2 mowers potentially, depending on what I decide to do. It may be a second petrol mower as a backup potentially. I've just got a heap of my PPE stuff and different gear I've got there. So yeah, the trailer's really nice. Dual axle, as I said. I'll just show you what we've got here. So this is all the Ego gear that I've recently purchased. So I've got some of the commercial stuff, as well as I guess what they call prosumer range. And you might have seen the Jim's Mowing solar trailer recently, so it's a fair bit of the similar gear they have there. So that's kind of it. I've got about 4 10 amp hour batteries and a few other extra ones. Some of those 10 amp hour batteries sit in a cradle that you have in a backpack, and then you chuck them into the powers as you need to. And there's also like a coupler that you can use on the ones that normally have batteries on them as well, just to make it a bit easier. So I've got the commercial whip snipper at the top here. I've got like the power head version of the Ego stuff. So I've got a couple of trimmers and different attachments to go onto there, like extenders as well. And then the bottom, you've got your trimmer there. That's got a nice little setup feature with you can swivel the head. Use that at home, actually really is quite good. And then I've got like I think it's a 530 CFM or the 530 blower, I think it is. I think it's one of the biggest battery ones that you can get. You can get a commercial one that you can plug in, but I sort of wanted something that I could just put down and pick up as I needed. So the other cool feature on the trailer is so Dale and Joe are the owners of JDS Custom Fab at Yatala, and I'll just see if I can get these unlocked. So it's kind of like the rear of it, you've got the ability to open the doors like a normal barn door kind of setup. But the other cool thing about it is, I'll just put this back in, is you can also pull down the gates like this as well. So nice and easy. If you wanted to chuck in a like a ride-on mower, or you wanted to pull some stuff out at the dump, you certainly could do that pretty easy, and nice and simple to access and use. So it's as easy. It's got struts on it as well, so super easy just to lift up and close up again. So yeah, that's that side of it. The next part of it's going to be doing the solar setup and fit out. So I've got a residential solar panel, like I think it's a Genco Tiger 375 watt panel, and that's going to go on top of the double box. I'll have it set up from the alternator as well to charge through an Anderson plug. So when I'm driving, it'll also charge from the alternator in the vehicle, as well as obviously standby, and it will be on charge as well. So here's the other side of the trailer. So I was lucky enough to get Ego to help me out with putting some of their signage on it. They approached me and asked if I'd like to have it on there, so that was a cool little thing. And I guess, I mean, it's a point of difference to maybe some of the other franchisees out there that I'm doing all electric. It's a little bit quieter, and obviously no emissions, and also works for me, I think. So we'll see how that all goes. The other equipment I've got here is I've got all the inner drive gear. So I've got a 40 amp DC to DC charger. I did a heap of research on what was the best system, and I looked at some cheap stuff. As you can see, I've got like a King's console, which I'm only going to use for some lights and different things that I'll have set up. But that was kind of a good little unit that I can use for a bit of lighting and some other inputs. And then I'll have my DC to DC 40 amp charger that will go into a lithium battery. And then I've got a 2000 watt e-power inverter as well, to change it from 12 volt to 240. So Dale was good enough from the JDS Custom Fab to set me up a bit of a panel there that I'm going to mount all these boards to get it up and running as soon as I can. And my goal is to go out with the father-in-law this weekend and set it all up and get the solar all finalised. We're ready to go for Monday with all the gear set up. So that's my kind of kit out. I'll probably do some more in-depth kind of reviews once I've had a bit more of experience with the equipment. But that is me, I guess. Looking forward to starting on Monday, and I'm hoping that I can put a few more videos up that might assist some people looking at doing a similar thing, and hopefully give you some tips about maybe things that I learned along the way. So I hope that was helpful. Tate Crocker from Oxenford Gyms Mowing. I'll talk to you again soon.